Dr. Hashimoto, we're ready.
Okay.
May I just deliver a message to our president? Her Excellency President Tsai Ing-wen is arrived. Please everyone stand up and give her a round of applause. 请大家恭迎蔡总统阁下莅临。Thank you.
Now
The
we
floor is
will
yours.
start. Everyone, it's time to start the assembly ceremonial session. First is the opening. Please start the opening performance by the Taiwan Medical Association.
请播放影片，谢谢。
Any problem?
We're ready for the show. Is it okay? Please play the video. The title is The Energy of Taiwan. Sorry, Mr. Secretary, there must be a little bit technical problem.
Yeah?
We'll soon get to that.
Can we wait or can we proceed?
Maybe we proceed to the... Okay, maybe we proceed to the next.
Do you need a time to fix the video?
Yeah, we are repairing it right now. Mr. Secretary, maybe you can start the roll call.
Okay.
Thank you. Sorry. Thank you very much.
So it's a roll call. At the beginning of the council meeting, we confirmed that the 12 members are participating. Due to the time constraint, I declare we have a quorum of the General Assembly. Next, on behalf of the Taiwan Medical Association, Dr. Tai Yuan Chu, President, will deliver a welcome address. Dr. Chu, please.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency President Tsai Ing-wen, Dr. David Barr, President of WMA, Dr. Frank Utrecht Montgomery, Chairperson of Council WMA, Dr. Omar Koribo, Secretary General of WMA, Dr. J.A. Jayada, National President of India Medical Association, Dr. Zhou, Chairperson of Council of Cmaao, Dr. So Hashimoto, Secretary General of Cmaao, colleagues of Cmaao, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of 52,000 physicians in Taiwan, I'm pleased to welcome you to virtually participate in the 35th Cmaao General Assembly and the 56th Council meeting. As the host country, it is our responsibility to show you the best of Taiwan, including our natural beauty, cultural heritage, as well as our hospitality. Unfortunately, the scheduled meeting in 2020 has been postponed for 1 year because of COVID-19. The first ever virtual gathering of Cmaao members amid the pandemic makes it a symbolic event for all of us. The whole world has been fighting against COVID-19 for almost 2 years. Countries in Asia and Oceania are facing the crisis of the second and even third wave outbreak. Healthcare workers caring for patients with COVID-19 are under tremendous pressure, and some have lost their lives. The late Cmaao President, Dr. K.K. Agawa, a role model who highly respect, is one of them who lost in the battle against virus. He is absent today, but we will forever remember him and all physicians who sacrificed their lives. We pay tribute to the frontline warriors. During this period, Taiwan Medical Association has convened more than 30 nationwide contingency meetings on a regular basis. Almost every week, we meet and brainstorm for ways to consolidate the strength of the organization of medical and healthcare professionals in Taiwan. We fully support the government under President Tsai Ing-wen's leadership in implementing various pandemic prevention programs. Taiwan, under the wise and courageous leadership of President Tsai, has employed effective measures to contain the spread of COVID-19 while maintaining economical growth. This achievement has been duly recognized by the rest of the world. The battle is fierce, but we will not be beaten. We stay where we are and perform our duty as doctors. Despite the fact that Cmaao members are far apart from each other and saving lives in our separate regions, we are meeting here today because we give great concerns about health and security in Asia and Oceania as a whole. To this end, we designate countermeasures against the COVID-19 strain of this year and hope participants will share and exchange experience in the fight against the virus. It is time we take lessons from one another. Cmaao represents more than 2 million physicians in the region of Asia and Oceania. Since its inception, Cmaao has grown to be a highly effective regional health alliance with the mission to safeguard the rights of physicians and patients. I would like to offer my sincere gratitude to all Cmaao members. I wish the 35th Cmaao General Assembly and the 56th Council meeting a great success. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Now, opening address by the President of Cmaao, Professor J.A. Jayalal, President of the Indian Medical Association, will give an opening address on behalf of the late Dr. Agarwal.
Thank you very much, beloved and distinguished Chair of the Council of the Cmaao, Dr. Chang, the President and the dignified leaders of Cmaao, the respectful the President and the Secretary of the WMA, and the Presidents of various national medical associations and the members of the Cmaao. I am delighted to be with you at this moment, but I am adorning the customary shoes of our legendary leader, Padma Shri Dr. K.K. Agarwal, and standing on with a painful note that he is not with us today, a legendary, a leader with wisdom. But on the other hand, I am happy on the innovative and cohesive role played by the Cmaao in various avenues of the healthcare delivery system. Disappointments are the opportunities for the future merriments. And we are living in an era in the last 1.5 years. The COVID has placed a lot of disappointments and a lot of challenges in front of us to tackle and a lot of challenges in front of us to solve. Great men live eternally through the institutions they create. Human civilization would have been impossible without the institutions. Institutions are the platforms for the teamwork with common goals. In this way, the Cmaao is an unique institution. It unites us in the name of medical profession across the national frontiers. We have to set an agenda that befits this platform. We dream of a vision where the profession is able to uplift the health of our people. Synchronizing the profession across the semicircle of Asia and Oceania can bring in great dividends in the healthcare delivery system. The true potential of the independent profession has never been harvested for larger public health goals. Holding hands across the borders, sharing the best practices and protocols, and strategizing together, disease-defying solutions over ages can be tackled. Clinical medicine and public health are two phases of the modern medicine. They are not exclusive of each other. Structural linkage between the two can redeem humankind from many scourges which we are facing today. It wants of medical association to manage the contradictions for a larger cause. Endless are the possibilities of our interventions in health issues. Our concerns for the health of our people is legitimate and genuine, born out of deep appreciation of the field realities. There is no relationship sacred than doctor-patient relationship today which is existing. We also represent the countries in different lines of the development. We have countries with organized
Professor Jayalal, it's muted. Mute is on. Okay.
So it is my desire that developed nations share their skills and expertise through exchange programs. We should be able to facilitate such activities between the national medical associations. We should actively engage our national governments for enhanced budgetary allocation for health. This is one of the most important challenges which we are facing, especially in the developing countries. The annual allocation of the budget for the public health is much in a dismal way, and every organization and NMA should strive hard that we are able to play a positive role in making the government to realize the health as the most important economic need of the country and allot more budget for our health allocation. Our expertise and cooperation would be available to them in evolving three-tier structure of referral and providing universal health coverage. The disease profile of our countries also vary from one another. While countries like India and Indonesia carry a huge burden of tuberculosis, Australia and New Zealand, or at other hand, have a most common the lifestyle diseases and the problems related to that. I have to mention diabetes mellitus and coronary artery disease as emerging threats in all these nations. Well, it is a matter of great satisfaction that there are many diseases like poliomyelitis were able to be eradicated in our region, but the emerging trend of the COVID and emerging trend of the infectious diseases is still going to remain a big challenge for irrespective of whether it's a developed or undeveloped country. Let us continuously strive to provide the best modern medicine could provide to our people. Another area of challenge is decreasing level of clinical skills in young medical graduates. This is an inevitable fallout of consumer culture in the society, which has led into high-tech evidence-based medicine as a response. I emphasize that clinical medicine is still very relevant in most of our societies and has the capacity to provide healthcare at affordable cost. Clinical skills and methodology are our common heritage and are patient-friendly. Medical teachers have a special responsibility in imparting this life science to new generation doctors. This is the one challenge which we are facing in the medical education, and directly we are coming as a teachers, but we are not developing the teaching skills and accreditation as a teaching professional need. India has realized this, and the Medical Commission of India has now put in a lot of effort to ensuring the medical education is a specialty of its own, and that medical teachers has needs and a special training and motivation for them to impart the knowledge in a most percolative way. I think this is the time that the Cmaao should also play a role, that the international the discussions on the part and the way in which the medical educations can be imparted, and international accreditation and training for the medical teachers can be also be thought of as one of the options and avenue which a Cmaao can play a major role on that. There has been an increasing tendency on the part of the national governments and international technical agencies to consider the independent practitioners of the modern medicine as for-profit providers. This is in turn has resulted in the myopic policies and strategies. I have no hesitation to reiterate that doctors in any country, in any area, or any or the national asset, and they are not the national liability. The most of the time the country feels, and administrators and the providers feel that doctors are a liability for the country, and they are not giving the priority to improve the healthcare needs of the society or the God. I always used to say the health of the nation depends upon the health of the professionals. If the health of the professional is not taken care by the country, and the health of the nation will be also jeopardized. Doctors in any sector respond to calls of the professional duty than by any financial incentives. Peer pressure and peer opinions are the better tools to reach out to doctors. I request the governments and agencies like WHO to factor in this reality. Nevertheless, there are emerging trends to use governmental regulation to contain medical science. Dissent and plurality of the opinions are the strength of the modern medicine. That is the stronghold of the modern medicine. Regulations are often unrealistic in space and time and should be used with caution when you are regulating the modern medical practices. Only self-regulation through medical councils or national medical associations are acceptable to the medical profession. Advances in medicine, both in therapy and technology, push the frontiers every day. Ways and means should be found that they are accessible and affordable to the poor sections of the society. States have the bounden duty to uphold the dignity of life. Right to health care is an essential component of a right to life. And we in India, we are trying our level best to see to that the right to health has become a legitimate fundamental right of an individual, and then the responsibility of providing that also falls on the government and falls on the public sector, which we are doing on that. And in what we need to today, one of the biggest challenges modern medical practice is facing is the mixopoly. The purity of the profession and enhancing and empowering the purity of the profession is the need of the hour. Attempts are made from the various governments and various sectors so that the amalgamation of all the systems to one system and thereby nullifying the effect and the growth of the system. So in India, and we are trying our level best to ensure the concept of mixopathy is not percolating into the modern medicine. The purity of the profession is being restored, and there are many attempts are being made for that. I seek the support of the entire Cmaao countries to stand together, and we are not against any system of medicine, but the mixing of one system with another system is the most dangerous things which we can face. Another major issue irrespective of the country we are facing today is the violence and the rising violence on the doctors, and many incidents we are hearing that the doctors are attacked ruthlessly, and many places even the doctors are succumbed to the violence in that place when they are executing their duty. Not even in COVID, they are not accepted. Even in the COVID era, when the doctors were able to stand in the front line and serve and save millions of people, and still they are under the attack of the society. That we want to make every government to realize it is a responsibility of the government to ensure the safety and security of the medical professional who are serving for the country by standing in the front line. In India, in the last COVID wave, more than 1,580 of our doctors have sacrificed their life for the COVID, and more than 300 incidents of the violence has taken place on the medical profession. So I appeal to the Cmaao countries and jointly and together, and we need to fight and we need to ensure that everywhere in the country that the doctors and the healthcare providers should be protected. Hospitals are the most vulnerable area because it is always a human intense body. The patients who are coming in there, attendants who are running the hospital, or the doctor or the staff who are working, all are human beings and all are in a tense mood. And it is there, definitely it is bound to have the violence, and the arbitration and the acrimony has to be there, will be there. So we need to play a major role on that. And we always, when we are standing together, and unity is our strength, and one can support in each other, and one can always raise our voice together for that. When we are suffering with the COVID, I take this opportunity to extend my sincere thanks to all the Cmaao countries for their fabulous contribution for Indian and various other countries to tackle the COVID care and support the vaccination program. It shows that we feel we are able to think beyond our boundaries, and we are able to think and work beyond our geographical boundaries, and that is going to be the great job. With all this potential unit, or 19 countries we are here on the semicircle of Asia, and we all can, if we can unite our hands and stand together, I'm sure that we can do a very, very formidable work. Unity or joining together always bring something positive to happen. I just want to finish my talk with a story which I cherish a lot. There was a person who was thought as a big pickpocket thief, but is a very big person who can easily take away the purse.
Professor Jayala, I'm sorry, we are running out of time, so please conclude.
So thank you very much for your opportunity to be here, and thanks a lot, and we are looking forward to have a wonderful sessions ahead.
Thank you very much, Professor Jayala. Next, we are honored to receive a video message from Dr. David Barr, President of the World Medical Association. Now it will be introduced.
请放影片，谢
Please
谢。
start the video.
请放影片，可以吗？
Is it?
Mr. Secretary, sorry, the sound does not go out. Maybe we can proceed to the next. Thank you.
Next, okay. Because we are a little bit behind the time, and I suppose that President Tsao may leave in 10 minutes. So,
Sorry, Secretary.
yes,
The video is okay. It's ready.
video is okay.
The congratulatory remarks for the David Barr from the WMA. Thank you.
Yeah, but I think because of time.
Hello, I'm Dr. David Barr, President of the World Medical Association. And I bring you greetings from the WMA on the occasion of your 35th General Assembly, and our congratulations and support for your incoming leadership. I thank you for the close working relationship that Cmaao has had with the WMA. Through your member associations, Cmaao brings a valuable perspective to our discussions of issues that affect physicians and patients worldwide. In the same way, we hope that you and your members can use the WMA statements and declarations to inform your discussions, policy development, and advocacy. Your meeting this year is different than any other in that it is being held under the ongoing specter of the COVID-19 pandemic. We mourn with you the death of Dr. Agarwal and the thousands of physicians worldwide who have lost their lives and their health as they have placed themselves in harm's way to valiantly battle this 21st century plague. It makes this meeting of critical importance as you consider countermeasures against COVID-19 that will make a difference in your countries. The statements and recommendations that you adopt at this meeting will help your physicians, healthcare systems, and your populations be better prepared to continue the fight against COVID-19 and meet the challenge of the next pandemic that will surely come. Thank you for all you do year after year to support the physicians and improve patient care for those in your countries. I wish you a very successful meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Barr. Thank you, the video. Today, we have a special guest, Her Excellency Tsai Ing-wen, President of Taiwan. We are very honored to have the distinguished guest at this Cmaao General Assembly Taipei. we will have a few words from President Tsai. President Tsai, please.
Taiwan Medical Association President Cho, Cmaao Secretary General Hashimoto, Dr. Hashimoto, and Cmaao Council Chair Dr. Chong, Indian Medical Association National President Dr. Jayala, WMA Council Chair Montgomery, Dr. Montgomery, and WMA Secretary General Dr. Kloiber. Cmaao representatives and colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, good afternoon. For decades, the Confederation of Medical Associations in Asia and Oceania has been working to promote public health cooperation and improve the quality of medical care in the region. It is a pleasure to join you today to convey my utmost respect for the many contributions you have made towards this goal. These contributions have never been more apparent than since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic last year. Frontline healthcare workers have put their lives and health at great risk in service of the shared mission to protect others. I'm deeply grateful to the many doctors and medical workers in Taiwan for their sacrifices. The members of the Taiwan Medical Association have consistently worked with and supported our government, both during this pandemic and in the past. This ensures that our healthcare system gives our people the best care possible. Taiwan's doctors not only provide excellent health care, but also bring Taiwan closer to the international community. Today's conference and our doctors' many years of involvement in Cmaao is testament to their outstanding contribution to our country. Since the outbreak of COVID-19 last year, Taiwan has donated PPE to countries in need around the world. We have also exchanged vaccination and pandemic response strategies with like-minded nations at events jointly sponsored by Taiwan, the US, and Japan under our Global Cooperation and Training Framework. I want to take this opportunity to thank Cmaao and WMA for sharing Taiwan's COVID-19 prevention experience with the world. With your support, Taiwan has been able to contribute more to global health and enjoy greater international participation. The COVID-19 pandemic is a truly global challenge that requires global cooperation. I am grateful to all the doctors in attendance today for coming together to share your knowledge and help improve global public health. Particularly since the outbreak of the pandemic, we in Taiwan have proven through our actions that Taiwan can help. Our country is vital to international efforts to control the pandemic, and we will continue to do all we can to help manage its impact. This is why the appointment of TMA's President Chiu Tai-yuan as President of Cmaao is particularly meaningful. This is an opportunity for Taiwan to further contribute to the international community, and our government is fully behind Dr. Chiu and Cmaao. I understand this assembly is poised to approve a statement on regional cooperation to respond to future disease outbreaks. I look forward to further expanding our regional cooperation to to address public health challenges and improve the quality of healthcare throughout Asia and Oceania. Thank you again for your contribution to global health, and let me wish everyone a successful General Assembly. Thank you.
Okay. There was a little bit of a problem. Thank you very much, President Tsai.
President Tsai is leaving now due to other appointment. Please give our heartfelt thanks to President Tsai Ing-wen. 请大家恭送总统。
好，麻烦不好意思，两边接过一下。好，中正请看我这边哦。3、2、3，好了吗？3、2、1，好，那个3、2、1。
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Because the President have other business, so she leaves early. Please proceed on the meeting. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Okay. So now we have we have two international guests from the World Medical Association, Dr. Frank Ulrich Montgomery, Chairperson, and Dr. Otmar Kloiber, Secretary General.
Thank you very much, Professor Hashimoto, for giving me the floor. Dear Presidents, Chu from Taiwan, Jayalalal from India, and all other presents, thank you very much. I feel extremely honored that I have the chance to address you on behalf of WMA. And knowing the fast run of time, I will try to be brief. I'm very thankful and grateful to you that you have already mentioned the outstanding work of KK Agarwal, but also very many other doctors that have lost their lives in the fight against COVID-19. And I think it is only appropriate that we mourn over their deaths and remember them, because they have not only given their lives, they've given tremendous tributes to medicine and to the preservation of mankind. But I think a meeting like this should not stay by looking into the past. We have to look into the future. And Dr. Professor Jayalalal already gave us a large number of very interesting features which Cmaao and WMA and we all together have to fight for in the next time. I'm only going to mention three. And they are, we have to fight the pandemic by not only vaccinating, but also by finding therapy, by treating patients, by treating the people that rely on us for their lives and for their future. The second big issue is vaccination equity. We know about the effects of vaccination, but it is most inequitable that 80% of the world's vaccine is administered in 10% of the countries. And I think it is one of the big issues for Cmaao to fight and strive for vaccine equity over the world, because this is one of the key measures to fight this pandemic. And the third issue, which is important in your region and which we're all preparing for, even outside your region, is the number of refugees, for instance, from Afghanistan, which is going to rise in the near future. There is only one solution to all this, and it was my friend from Japan, Yokokura, who always insisted on this, and this is universal health coverage is the key to the resolution of all these problems, and this is what we fight for. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm speaking to you from Berlin in Germany. And isn't it amazing, and it is perhaps the only positive attribute to the whole pandemic, that we can meet like this in a very normal and discursive way and discuss the issues of world health. But I miss all of you very much. I would much prefer to see you together, to have a cup of coffee or tea with you, and to enjoy the companionship of Cmaao and WMA. With these few words, I would like to wish you a very, very successful meeting. Thank you very much for listening to me. Have a good time today. Thank you and bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Dr. Montgomery. Next, Dr. Kleibo, Secretary General of WMA, please give a message.
Thank you, Dr. Hashimoto. President Dr. Chu, officers of Cmaao, delegates to the Cmaao General Assembly, Dr. Wu, I've seen you in the image there, distinguished guests, dear colleagues and friends, good morning from the Geneva area. We have started already a very difficult year behind us, and the pandemic still has a tight grip on us and our daily lives, and many of us, and Dr. Montgomery said it already, have lost friends and colleagues. We all have lost KK. KK was one who very early understood what this pandemic is. And in the very first days, already before WHO recognized that this was a pandemic, KK had already broadcasted of things that we have to prepare for the pandemic. And I recall his last item was, be prepared that you may die. It was a little bit shocking at that moment, because the pandemic was still rolling out and we had not yet understood how big and how difficult it was. Now, with the option of vaccination, we have regained a lot of freedom, and I guess, and I hope that freedom becomes somewhat complete during the next month. But for this, it needs far more vaccinations, more vaccine equity, and more speed in rolling it out. The Confederation, the Cmaao group, became a part of our general